Hello everyone, Leprechaun here. Today we're gonna tame ourselves an Arthropluera, the centipedes that shoot acid. Yeah, those things are pretty awesome. Right, so you're mainly gonna be finding them in caves, so you gotta prepare to go into caves, alright? So let's look at our inventory, see what we need to get prepared to go into the cave and tame us up a Arthropluera. Alright, first things first, you're gonna need your armor to defend you against whatever's gonna be down there. Ghillie armor is nice if you have any, because it's going to keep you from being able to be seen very easily by said dinos, or whatever's down there. Also, you're going to want your ranged weapon, pike, as well as a crossbow, so it's important to have that as well. And you're going to want to bring along also some sleeping bags and some extra armor, just in case you die. It might happen, so it's best to be prepared. Right. Now, the Arthropluera is actually a not a tranquilizing tame. You're gonna have to actually peacefully tame it, or passive tame is what they call in the game. So you're actually gonna need to get bug repellent. Now what this does is it makes you invisible to said creatures, bugs, bats, and spiders. However, if you do touch them, they will be able to attack you. They will see you and they will attack you. And it only lasts 10 minutes, so make sure you bring enough to last long enough. And also you gotta watch out, it's got a spoiled timer as well. So I brought along 10 with me. That ought to be more than enough to tame us up a nice Arthropluera down there in the cave. Alright, let's go ahead and get going. Got a nice dragon there. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my Quetzal, just so that way when we're done timing it, we can bring it back to base proper. Alright, come on down, Quetzal. Alright. Now, all of the extra gear that you brought along, just in case you die, just go ahead and throw it on the Quetzal now. Because it'll be nice to be able to just spawn, hit your Quetzal, and you'll have all your stuff there. Right, so the cave that we're going to hit today is the one that I showed you guys earlier on how to tame dung beetles. It's going to be the cave over here by Volcano. I'm sure most of you guys know it. This is the island map. I'll give you guys coordinates as soon as we get closer there. And also, if you guys are wondering the actual recipe to make the bug repellent, it's 6 pelt, 2 narcotic, 3 rock currant, and 3 citronal. Those 2 vegetables that are just named are the higher level crops, so you're gonna need to grow crops to be able to make this bug repellent, but it's not that hard. Right, coming up on the cave now. Looks like it's gonna be around 42, 46 on your GPS. Just park our Quetzal here. Gonna go ahead and set our sleeping bags down, just so that way if anything bad happens, we'll have an escape avenue. So that way we can get right back to our bodies with no problem whatsoever, so we don't lose our gear. Right. Now, there's 2 ways to tame, or sorry, 3 ways, or 3 foods that the Arthropluera, the centipede, will actually eat. Its most favorite, or its kibble, is going to be the broth of enlightenment. Now, since I'm not wanting to spend any of the black pearls that I have, because that's one of the main ingredients, we're going to go ahead and use spoiled meat. Now, the Arthropluera is a quick tame, so there's no worries not using its kibble. Kind of like the Archaeopteryx in one of my earlier videos, it's a quick tame. But if you guys want to know the actual recipe for the broth of enlightenment, it goes as such. 10 mayho berry, 2 rock currant, 2 long grass, 2 savaroot, 2 citronal, 5 woolly rhino horns, 1 black pearl, and 1 water skin of water. Right, so that's how you make 1 broth of enlightenment, and the lower level centipedes will actually only take like 1, maybe 2 broths of enlightenment, so it doesn't take much at all. But I'm not spending any of my black pearls, because I don't know if you guys know or not, but the new tech tier is most likely going to be using the black pearls to actually craft things, so I'm saving them up. So we're just going to use spoiled meat. And then the other thing you can also use is raw meat, Spoiled meat's easier to get your hands on anyways than raw meat, actually. Alright, let's go ahead and don our bug repellent. Gotta be careful not to get too close, regardless. And then you can see on the character here, there's actually a fog around me. So that'll just indicate that you got the bug repellent working. As well as in the lower left-hand screen there's actually going to be a countdown timer to let you know when you got to reapply the bug repellent. Right, so let's go ahead and hop on into the cave and get started. Now, as I said earlier, the bug repellent makes you invisible to these creatures that are down here. However, if you touch them, they will see you. So you got to be careful not to bump into them. So similar to my dung beetle taming video that I had earlier, you're going to want to get close to it, but not too close. Right, because see, I've actually just been seen by the snake there. So we're going to go ahead and regroup and take those out with our crossbow. Because if I remember correctly, the bug repellent actually does not apply to the snakes. So you gotta be watching out for the snakes there, because they will eat you for breakfast. It doesn't help that they have the tranquilizing poison in them as well. Stupid buggers. And it also looks like we've got some nice dung beetles down here as well. So, the caves are always full of very colourful animals. Unfortunately, this is a high-level snake. But we'll bring him down. A couple more arrows. That's the nice thing about having a nice high-level crossbow. There we go. That one's finished up. Go ahead, harvest out the meat. Never know when you might need it. Alright. Let's find ourselves an Arthropluera. Ah, looks like we've got another snake already. Okay. Die, snake. Oh yes, snakes are very evil creatures. Right. Ah, it looks like we've got some arenaos. These are great sources for chitin, but we're gonna go ahead and kill them because they're in our way. Alright. Off to a pretty good start so far. Nothing too crazy happening. Got to remember that here in the caves, your food is going to drop pretty rapidly because it's cold down here. So make sure to bring a nice source of food if you haven't already. I'm going to go ahead and clear out this bat here. Hopefully we'll get lucky and come across a giant centipede early on, so that way we don't have to actually go too far. Whoever wants to go very far into a cave, it's never fun. Especially with how dangerous it is. Right, that's another 2 spiders. Now, there's a lot of spiders down in this cave today. That's alright. Ah, looks like we've got our first contender here. Got a nice Arthropluera. So we're going to go ahead and try to sneak up on him so as not to make him too mad. And we're just going to see if we can't just feed him slowly. Looks like we've got a nice level 16 here. If you get up your timing calculator, you can actually see how long it's going to take. Shouldn't take that long though. Couple minutes at the most. I'm going to actually go ahead and look it up right now. But you've got to be careful because these giant centipedes will actually move on you. So you've got to keep your distance after you're done feeding it. And just go ahead once you're done feeding it, walk away. And let it have its space. Because there's going to be quite a bit of time in between actual feeding intervals. Right. Alright, so this one is actually going to only take... It's only going to take 11 minutes. And it's only going to eat 27 spoiled meat. So it's not a bad tame at all. Not going to be too long. Remember, you just gotta be careful, watching out. You don't want him to jump on you, because as soon as he aggro's on you, you're gonna have to wait for him to cool down. And it's a bummer, waiting for him to cool down. Because it takes a while. And it almost always allows the food bar, or the taming bar, to go all the way down. So definitely be careful on that aspect. Also, keep an eye on that bug repellent there. It'll go down quicker than you think when you're not watching it. Only got 280 seconds left. Probably gonna think about re-upping the bug repellent soon. Oh, the nice thing about the bug repellent as well is that you don't really have to worry about the other creatures moving around. So that's a nice thing as well. But yeah, this one looks like a nice centipede here. Got creepy looking eyes and little antennae there. Now the cool thing about the giant centipede is you can actually use it as a turret in your base. I'll show you if I can once we get back, if we have enough time. I'll set him up as a turret and he can actually defend your base quite well. Great for destroying armor. The acid is just a wonderful attack against almost all things. For those of you guys who are going to be using the Broth of Enlightenment on a nice little level 16 like this, it's only going to take you 2 Broths of Enlightenment, so that's not bad at all. And if we had the Broth of Enlightenment, it would only take 1 minute and 20 seconds. So yeah, it would be nice if we had that, but I'm not going to be spending my black pills for you guys, sorry. I almost wonder if further down there... Oh yeah, look, there's another Arthropluera there. It's too high level though, right now. Not unless I have Broth of Enlightenment. Let's see how long a level 80 would take. I think a level 80 would take way too long. Oh yeah, look at that. Not bad at all, actually. The level 80 would only take 23 minutes. So actually, the Arthropluera is not bad at all. The only thing you got to worry about is actually the time to take it, to tame it. That's the only thing you got to worry about. Right, now it looks like you're gonna have to wait until that timer runs out down there before you can actually put more bug repellent on. So I would recommend when it's getting close to that actual time being up that you need to put bug repellent on, I'd step away and try to hide somewhere while you put on your next layer of bug repellent. Otherwise the creature's gonna smell you or see you and then you're screwed. And then you might have to start all over again or end up killing the creature, and that really sucks. Looks like got a couple of berries there. Oh yeah, got that ghillie mask going on. You know, cover the face there, and won't be able to see me at all, right? I love this game logic. The ghillie armor's really nice to have. Don't get me wrong. Very handy. So yeah, that's the nice thing about the Arthropluera, is not a bad time at all. Also, the dung beetles will take spoiled meat as well. So, a good thing to do is actually, if you got the time, is to double tame. Tame whatever Arthropluera you got, and then go and tame some dung beetles as well, because the actual dung beetle will not be able to see you through the bug repellent as well. So you'd be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's really nice to do as well. Just an idea. In fact, almost everything in the cave that can be tamed is tamed with bug repellent. So that's another good thing to know. And that's probably also the reason they make it so expensive. But you gotta do what you gotta do to get the animals you want, eh? Alright, as soon as this bug repellent hits down to like 10 seconds or so, we'll run off up the hill there, and we'll re-up our bug repellents so as to not alert this Arthropluera to our location, because that wouldn't be good. Nobody wants to get eaten by a giant centipede. Right, let's sneak off here. Reapply some bug repellent. There we go. Got some more bug repellent on. And let's go ahead and head back to the Arthropluera here. We got lucky with this one here, hasn't moved at all on us. So that's nice. That's nice when your tame works out pretty nicely for you. Don't have to do an insane amount of work. There's quite a bit of bats over there today though. They must be doing bat things. Hovering and such. Quite ugly creatures. Wonder what bats think about. What are you thinking about, Wild Onic? I'm thinking about flying and flapping my wings and eating little leprechauns. Oh, forget I asked, mate. Gosh. Anyways. Back to Taming. Oh, that level 80 Arthropluera is looking fantastic. I wish I had some Broth of Enlightenment to tame that puppy. But I don't wanna waste my materials or take the time. Eventually they'll probably come back to this cave and tame some more. But right now I just wanna show you guys how not too difficult it is if you know what you're doing. Got the right materials with you. Not quite a walk on the beach, but it's a lot easier than sometimes. In one of my upcoming videos, I hope to show you guys solo taming a Ketz, or a Quetzal, however you want to call it. It's actually properly pronounced Quetzal, but what do I know? But anyways, I'll show you guys how to solo tame a Quetzal. Basically, the thesis behind it is you're gonna get an Argentavis, fly up to it, and set a scorpion that you're carrying on attack my target, and you whistle attack my target, and you can actually bring down the Quetzal with your scorpion on the back of the Argentavis. But hopefully get a chance to show you guys that sometime soon. It looks like we're already halfway done here. Not too shabby. Things are going well. Don't see any issues so far. Nothing seems to be attacking. The bug repellent seems to be doing its job. And the bats are keeping me company. They're making me a bit batty. Ha ha ha. Alright, that was a bad one. I'll stop with the bad jokes. But anyways, you catch my drift. Got the glowing mushrooms to keep us nice and lighted up in here so we can see what we're doing. Alright. This one's going along quite nice. Once we're done with this buddy, we'll go ahead and fly him back to base. Get him set up on as a turret. We'll go ahead and learn the Ingram for the saddle. Alright, Arthropluera. Oh, you know what? There it is. Crafted on the smithy. Don't think I've made one just yet. I just recently took the mind wipe stew, so that way I could reset all my Ingram points. So that's why I haven't learned anything, or that I've reset them all, so that's why I have so many Ingram points there. That's what happens when you get to be a level 91 leprechaun. Yep. Unfortunately, I was recently eaten by a Giga not too long ago, and my wonderful painted armor got disappeared along with my body. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and remake my armor a bit more leprechaunish, because right now my armor's pretty plain Jane. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, just about done. So as you can see, we've only used one bug repellent so far. So really this time's going excellent. Our 10 bug repellent is probably overkill for most of your things, because 10 times 10 is going to be 100. So that's 100 minutes of bug repellent protection. So that's an hour and a half plus. Hour and 40 minutes if you want to be technical. But yeah, so 10 is more than enough for whatever level Arthropluera you're going to be timing. Unless you're going to time it with regular cooked meat, which I'm sure most of you guys are going to use spoiled meat, if anything. Oh, and if you guys are wondering where to get black pearls, you're actually going to get them in the ocean. If you want to watch my deep sea diving, where I show you guys where to get the loot crates, usually down by the loot crates on the ocean floor is going to be what's called a Euryptrid. It's pretty much an underwater scorpion, and they're going to be the ones who's going to have the black pearls if you want to make the actual broth of enlightenment, the Arthropluera's proper kibble. And the best thing to do is to take an underwater mount and eat up the Eurypterids. I think the best mount to use is the Dunkleosteus. Don't quote me on it though. I'd have to look that one up to make sure. Just be careful around the Eurypterids if you're by yourself and you don't have a time, because they will tranquilize you very quickly. And even if you're wearing scuba gear, you will still drown, unfortunately. I don't know why it does that, but if you get tranked out, you will start to drown. Really, really stupid. And then also the other somewhat difficult, I guess not really difficult for some of you guys, but for some of you guys who might be just starting out, the woolly rhino horn is obviously you're going to get it from the woolly rhino. Now most of the time you're going to find the woolly rhino over in the snow biomes, in the northwest to north middle. So that's where you would go to find your woolly rhinos, if you're looking for those as well, but they're not that difficult. And then coincidentally also, to make the bug repellent you're going to need pelt anyways. So you're definitely going to have to hit up the snow biome to tame these Arthropluera here, to get the proper ingredients to do it the right way. Alright, looks like we don't have much time left. Gonna be 6 levels by the time he's done timing, so that's nice. It's gonna end up being level 22. So that'll be nice. Oh no, looks like my Quetzal just got killed by an Allosaurus. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Okay. Now those Allosauruses been having a major problem freaking spawning inside people's bases, destroying all their junk. Quite a bit of a bummer. Oh well. Gotta keep your stuff protected, make sure you got some turrets that are protecting from Allosaurus spawns or whatnot. Alright, just a couple more feedings and we'll have ourselves an Arthropluera. It looks like we dropped a level there. Like I explained in my previous video, the more you feed an animal, the more its taming effectiveness is actually going to drop. So that's the idea behind the kibble, is you'll have to feed it less, so it doesn't have to eat as much. So it won't lose as much taming effectiveness. That's the science behind that. It'll still be a fine and dandy level 21. Nothing wrong with that. And then gotta make sure and head up over to the poor Quetzal that just got murdered by the Allosaurus to make sure to pick up all my gear. Can't believe a stupid Arthropluera killed my Quetzal. Even though it was a junky little Quetzal, it was still a nice Quetzal. Looks like I'll have to actually tame a Quetzal here pretty soon anyway, so sooner than later I'm sure you guys will see me post up a video of that. Hopefully you guys enjoy these taming videos I make. Really enjoy making them, letting you guys know how easy it can be to tame some of the animals in here and some of the precautions to take. So yeah. Looks like one more feeding, and we'll have ourselves a giant centipede to do giant centipede things with, right? And I think one of the more difficult things once he's tamed is going to be to get him out without a saddle. Because stupid me didn't think to make a freaking saddle before I came over here. So this might take a minute. We'll see what we can do. Oh, looks like we just aggroed a lot of things. Oh, that's not good. And as soon as we tamed it, it looks like we've got everything attacking it. So that's not cool. Well, that's a major bummer. Right as soon as I tamed that Arthropluera, I lost him. Bugger. Lost the Quetzal and my Arthropluera. Right, so I guess on hindsight, what should have done there, or what we should have done there, was actually to clear out all the other animals before actually taming said creature. So that was weird. Looks like I glitched in there. But yeah, guys, that's the basics of taming a nice Arthropluera there. If you guys got any questions or anything, just let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like this video or any other videos you see of mine and subscribe. I'll be happy to come out with more videos as time goes on, fellas. Right. You guys have yourselves a fine and dandy day. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.